So, if, as most of you already know, if you've known me for the many years I've been on YouTube, going on 5 actually, which that's pretty impressive for me. I am a master procrastinator, and yes, I did mean for that to rhyme. And you would also know that I like making YouTube videos, and sometimes I put off making those YouTube videos for various reasons. I haven't been on YouTube lately. I apologize for that because I slipped a disc in my back last month, and I'm still recovering from that. I've been in bed most of the time, really. And I'm not going to just go too much into that because that's my personal life. It's not really something you want to hear. You're here for the video games. I know that. So I'm going to just skip all the explanations for now, and I'm going to get straight into what's been going on with Paper Mario the Origami King. So a lot of information's actually come out about this game since I touched base on it with the announcement trailer, and I think I did another video on it. I can't remember. It's been so long, I don't even remember if I did another video on it. Let me check. Yeah, it's been almost 2 months since I uploaded, which is kind of scary. So hopefully I'll get back to work on that, and I'm definitely going to be doing a review of Paper Mario the Origami King and a first impressions video once I get it, which is going to be in 3 days time as of recording this, which is pretty bonkers to think about since almost 2 months ago I was making a video about it. Dang, that's so weird. Okay, since I started talking about the announcement trailer and I did the reaction and breakdown, more information has surfaced about this game, and it was a closer look, actually. It was a closer look trailer. It was about 5 minutes long from Nintendo, and it showed off everything you wanted to know, basically. Like, there's collectibles, there's like the battle system. The battle system is cool. And oh, my mic just peaked. I hope that didn't affect the recording. There was also Nintendo Treehouse footage about it, which I will touch on later, but let's start off with let's go slow. So basically what they did was they put together a trailer showing like the story and showing off the characters, like the little paper girl that I had no idea her name was. It was actually shown on the GameStop page for the pre-orders, so I knew the names of them before they even they announced it, which is kind of cool. Her name's Olivia, which makes sense because the Origami King's name is King Ollie. So I was wrong. He isn't a prince. He's actually the Origami King, even though he really does look like a prince. Some may agree with me, some may disagree. The opinion is yours, so I can't really force you into thinking that. So it's Olivia and Ollie, which I guess makes sense because they're both origami, so makes sense. Olivia the Origami Princess and Olivia the Origami King. If she even is a princess, I don't know. Maybe it'll be touched on in the full game. I have no idea. And what they showed off was they showed off like some of the story. They showed off that you will have to go to the ends of the streamers to complete. You'll have to go to the ends of the streamers, defeat the boss there, and then you have to basically just unravel all the ribbons attached to the castle, and then you'll be able to go, I'm assuming, fight the Origami King. Now, I also, before I get too into this more, I want to talk about my predictions for it. So, my predictions for the beginning. So, I've actually seen some of the Treehouse footage where it's the Origami Festival and something's up, so Mario and Luigi go check it out, and then that's when they find Peach. This is my theory with Bowser. So, the Origami King's minions that look like Bowser's minions came in to let everyone free, and then I'm assuming Bowser tried to intervene, and he tried to, like, fight them. They fought back. He lost. They folded him up into, like, I forgot what they called him. I think they called him, like, Tenfold Bowser or something like that. Maybe they didn't give him a nickname. I don't even know. But I do know they folded him up, put him in a little chip clip, and then they stuck him there. I'm assuming he tried to fight back. He lost, and then they locked him in the dungeon. And then Mario was thrown in the dungeon, and that's how he finds Bowser. And then he unclips Bowser, and then they go through the dungeon together to get out of the castle, I'm assuming. And then that's when the streamers come in, and that's when the Shy Guy in the clown car comes through, and they make their getaway. From there, I don't know what happens. I didn't watch all the Treehouse footage because, well, I didn't want too many spoilers. I did see the battle system and the boss battle, which they looked really cool. I'm glad. And they also gave the name of the origami arms that he has. I'm going to put it on screen because I can't remember. I think they're like the 10,000-fold origami arms or something like that, but I'll put that on the screen. And what's cool about the battle system, which I was kind of worried about, I'm going to go back to the second trailer a little bit here. I was afraid when I saw like shiny boots and all that, and like normal boots and all that, and shiny hammers, all that, and like the little HUD. I was so afraid that they were going to go back to the consumable attack system, which everyone hated in Color Splash and Sticker Star. So that's why I was afraid this game wouldn't be really good. But then in the treehouse footage, Ethan, who was playing it, he said you have normal attacks, but then you have special, stronger attacks that will wear down over time. So basically, the stronger attacks are collectible, where you have base attacks and special attacks that are consumable, which I love. I'm glad that they fixed that, which means you don't have to like have consumable attacks all the time. You'll have normal attacks, but then if you want to use your consumable attack for extra damage, you can. I like that concept a lot because that fixes almost entirely what people hated about Color Splash and Sticker Star, which is great. I didn't really play Sticker Star. I only got past like the quote-unquote Toad Town section, and that's about it. I didn't play anything past that, and I haven't even touched Sticker or Color Splash, so I don't have an opinion of the games. Although I haven't acquired taste for their, lack of a good battle system and all that. So then in the trailer, after it shows that, it also shows the places he'll be going, which I think it shows all of them. And from what it looks like, you'll be using that boat to be going around there. It'll be like your little travel system. Hopefully you'll be able to control it. I'm assuming it's not going to be like touch controls like Phantom Hourglass where you're able to like draw a path to the island. I'm assuming you're basically just going to have free control of the ship, which that'll be cool. I'm really hoping for that. And then my other predictions are like for the other boss. They showed off the bosses in the second trailer, which, okay, I'm not the biggest fan of them. The only one that looks cool is the Rubber Band Man. That's the only boss that looks cool to me because the sharp set of 12 colored pencils and tape, I mean, yeah, it's a cool concept. It's an interesting concept because they're both used for paper and all that. And this is my prediction. I also want to predict the other bosses, which I'm assuming there might be scissors, which would be cool because you have to fight the scissors and maybe you have to like use something to like cut this, like keep the scissors closed and they can't attack and then you attack it. That'd be a cool concept because in the boss battles you draw the path for Mario to go to instead of like spinning the rings and all that to line up and maximize damage. You just draw a path for Mario to go. He goes there, and then you have to find the boss's weak point and basically attack from there. And for example, like the colored pencils, if you close it with the arms, your origami arms, the next time it attacks, it'll basically attack itself because it's gonna be a closed case. So he won't really be able to kill you or hurt you. He'll hurt himself basically, and he'll be stunned for the next turn. From what I saw, it didn't show any of the other bosses, but it did show that Mario has more health at each boss fight, which means there might be an XP and leveling system, or there might be just like an upgrade system to like upgrade your health. You can also toss confetti in the game, which is interesting to like patch holes and all that you can get through, which is kind of like the paint mechanic in Color Splash, where you can color things in and you can get like coins and all that. It's kind of like that mechanic, which is kind of cool. And that's what that bag was in the trailer. And hopefully my mic doesn't keep peaking. I'm actually gonna turn it down a little bit. All right, there we go. Now it might be a little bit safer. So that concept's interesting. So now I'm gonna get into collectibles. What the collectibles are is there's toads around the world that have had their forms altered by the Origami King. You have to hit them with your hand. Wow. Hit them with your hammer, and then you basically like unfold them. Like one of the hardest ones that looked like it was gonna be really hard to like spot was one in an egg pan, and it was turned into an egg, and you had to hit it. And ironically, it was a yellow toad. And the funny quips are still there too, like the little Paper Mario humor. That's still there, and I'm glad that that's still there. I haven't really seen much Paper Mario humor, but from what I've seen, it's funny, and it's like cute little humor. And what else is there? So there's also companions in the game, which is cool. Which we actually have a name for the Bob-omb now. It's Bobby, which is cool. And then there's a Toad Professor, and then there's Kamek, which I didn't think Kamek was actually going to be in this game, which is kind of cool. And it looks like Bowser and Bowser Jr. are going to be companions. I mean, Bowser can't really take over the kingdom with somebody else in his place, so he probably wants his spot back. And I originally thought that Bowser was gonna betray us at the end of the announcement trailer, like when you saw the blocks falling. I'll play that again so then people can see it. It looks like he's laughing, like he brought us into a trap, which is kind of interesting. I also want to talk about the 30-second trailer for the Origami King that was shown off, like saying like a new adventure unfolds, and then it shows the case. I was able to pause it right at the last second, or at the right timing, just to get like a glimpse of the back of the case, which I always like looking at the back of the case because you can never see that. You know what the box art is sometimes, but you never know what's on the back. I paused it right at the last second just to get a good glimpse, and it looks like it says an origami plot unfolds, like it said in the first trailer, which is kind of cool that they gave us a view of that. Also, let's talk about that battle system. Basically, you have a set number of moves and on a time limit to organize the enemies and line them all up to maximize damage, and if you line them up perfectly, you get an attack up bonus, which is kind of cool. And from what I saw, you have normal attacks, which obviously do less damage than the special attacks, and you can use a special attack if you want, but those will go away over time, as Ethan said in the stream. And after that, you get coins from the battle, and coins, I believe, are used for like special attacks and all that in shops. That's what I'm assuming they are. And they also can be used to purchase these like crystals that you use in the desert place. I'll show it right there, screenshot of it, because there was a warp zone, and I'm assuming you might use those near it, or it could be that toad statue that was in the background of the first trailer. And here's a little bit of it in the second trailer. It looks like you use that stone in the statue and you light it up, so that's interesting. I don't know if that's like 100% canon. I have no idea. This game looks nice though. I like the graphics, and I'm excited to play this in a few days because I was actually going to make a video about this last week, but there was a lot going on with me, of course, so I couldn't make that video. But anyway, and they're like cool little mini games. It looks like there's like a fishing mini game, which that was under collectibles in the second trailer. So maybe you have like a little, maybe it's like Phantom Hourglass again, where you had like the fish page, where like you would look at it and like see how many fish you have and see if you have all the fish. Maybe there are different types of Cheep Cheeps. Maybe there are like different varieties of Cheep Cheeps. Maybe different sizes. Because the one in the second trailer looked way smaller than the one in the first one, for sure. So I'm assuming that's going to be a mini game. There's like an aerial battle segment, which I'm assuming that's just going to be part of the story. And it looks like there was also something shown off in the 30-second trailer that looked like an origami like Phoenix boss fight, which I'm assuming those are going to be the mini bosses of the world. And also back on topic with the predictions for the bosses, I'm thinking one might be like a jar of paper clips, or maybe like a paper clip. Maybe like a glue stick or a thing of glue. Could be a hole puncher boss. That would be interesting. There could be like a stapler boss. That I can actually see. I can see a stapler boss. So basically what I'm assuming the game is, you find Olivia in the dungeon, you rescue Bowser, you get the 10,000 fold arms, and then you go around, collecting collectibles, like collecting toads and collecting fish and all that, and doing all that. And also the toads look like, also I forgot to touch base on this, the toads appear to have like special like effects in battle. You can call upon toads for coins, it looks like. That's what they showed in the footage on the Treehouse Live. And it looks like they can either do damage to an enemy, like throw a tomato at it or something, or they can give you like a mushroom, which that's really good, because like it looks like the more toads you have, the better you are off, the better you are at getting something good out of it. Oh, I can actually see like a hot glue gun being an enemy, or a boss fight. I can actually see a glue gun sort of as a boss fight. That'd be kind of cool. Because if they're sticking with the theme of, things that can pulverize paper, as they said, a particular penchant for pulverizing paper, maybe there could be a hot glue gun boss fight. That'd be really cool. Maybe there might be a paintbrush boss fight, or like paint bucket. Maybe something like that. Maybe a lighter. That'd be interesting if there was like a little Bic later boss fight, that'd be pretty funny. But instead of the Bic logo, it'd be like the Origami King, obviously. And I forgot to mention their official name. The bosses are called the Legion of Stationary, which is kind of funny because they're stationary objects in the real world. I thought that was pretty funny. And I'm assuming, also back on the topic of that little crystal thing that you can buy from the Monty Mole, it looks like that will be a reoccurring thing. Like maybe like in the other places, like I forgot to touch base on like all this. I'm so sorry, but there's an autumn mountain, a desert oasis, a foresty area, like all sort. Like there are tons of areas that look great in the game. And there's also this like crane mini game where you can look for treasure. It looks like I'm assuming that's part of the collectibles too, or maybe that's just a good way to farm money. Maybe there's things you can get out of it. Maybe there's like something like coins in it. Maybe there are different coin tiers. Like you got 10,000 coins for this one, or 100,000 coins, or like 100 coins, and then maybe there might be like confetti in it and all that, something like that. There's also this mini game where you can like hit stuff on targets with your hammer and get in-game rewards like statues. I think there was a Koopa statue, which was kind of cool. And it also looks like the colored pencils are going to be the first boss, because if you look at the other bosses, the health meter is a little bit different. And I want to talk to you about a theory I have about an upgrade system. I think there might be an upgrade system every time you win a certain amount of battles and you get like a level up maybe. Because, I mean, all I've seen so far is you get coins. But I'm thinking there might be like a way to maximize, like get more stuff. Like in Zelda, you get heart containers and stuff like that. And in Color Splash, you get like paint scraps and increase your max paint supply. Maybe you get like confetti scraps or like paper scraps to increase your max confetti supply. That'd be kind of cool. And like we also saw during the first trailer, like how it like looked like it got a little bit more saggy. That's how you can tell how full it is. If it's almost empty, it'll appear red and like really saggy, and the way to fill it back up is defeat enemies and they'll explode into confetti. You collect it and it goes in your bag, which I think is really cool. I think it's a cool concept because, you know, origami, you basically just cut them up and you turn them into the confetti that you use all around the world. I love that. And they also did not show the full colored pencils boss fight near the end where he got low on health. He changed form and all that. It was like a phase 2. They didn't show how to beat him because basically the bosses are a puzzle in themselves, so they didn't want to ruin the surprise, and that's where they cut it basically, which I thought that was really interesting. It was kind of funny during the since it was an online treehouse thing, it was basically like a Zoom call. They were dealing with some lag that like we normally deal with in calls, which I thought that was kind of funny how they had to try to get around that. Like they were speaking over each other and they're like, "Oh, you go first," and then like it took them a second to hear them. I kind of thought that was a little bit charming because that's what we deal with. And it was funny to see like a multi-billion-dollar corporation deal with that too. I thought that kind of cracked me up a little. Then the game releases on July 17th. I'm actually really excited to play it. And I have really high hopes for this game. I really do. Because it looks promising. They threw away the cards and sticker mechanics so people might like it more. They have a pretty decent battle system. It might be a little bit weird to get used to at first. I mean, the bosses seem okay. I'm being skeptical. I'm gonna give the bosses and all the game has to offer the benefit of the doubt for now, because I do like how the game looks. I like that first trailer. I like the idea behind it. So I'm excited. I did pre-order the game too, so it'll be here on the day of release. I'm pretty happy about that. And I think that's really all I wanted to say. So I just have to get some footage for this video, and I will probably put this out hopefully in good time. Hopefully before the game even comes out, because that would be really embarrassing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, leave a like, dislike if not, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Virus out.